Hello, you creative gamers and third-person shooters and cross-platform players and players of Fortnite. Yes, we are doing Fortnite Creative. This was recorded during Chapter 3, Season 1, as I go through the various menus, before they realized that the best thing to do is to just send players to the main screen from which they can select their game mode, instead of doing the traditional and much expected Battle Royale style, battle for first place among 100 players. We're going to be doing something a little different, something a little unique.
So I know that you've got a lot of experience with time splitters. I have to ask, are we going to be building a time splitters map here?
Well, I would love to finish a Time Splitters map that I had started, for however many hours that we accumulate doing that. I'm doing a custom-built map of my own design called the Frost Giant of Steel Mountain.
Your name is a pun on boas.
Yes. See, it would be my wrestling move. It's a sleeper hold. You'll never see it coming. You'll wake up, and the round is all well over. Going from the Fortnite Creative Hub, where you can access a lot of people's maps, we're just going to take a little tour of the map. Every time you boot up Fortnite Creative, you drop immediately into the world from the ceiling or whatever spawn zone you have designated. And we're just going to do a little slow zoom. That's the Steel Mountain, the eponymous final end zone of the map. And this is my little creative town.
The rest of this looks like Olsen's farm from the Hillsborough foothills.
This
Sorry,
is a
not Hillsborough
clusterfuck.
foothills. No, Arathi Highland.
The Arathi Highlands, yes. Behold, my village, my island, all unto itself, designed only for one purpose, not for habitation, but for the destruction of the frost giant who dwells in the steel-encased mountain all the way to the west.
So, like, you have some fallen clock towers here. Oh, there's a giant robot arm. Does the robot arm actually interact with the players?
You wish. That would take up a lot of memory. Just like in Time Splitters Mapmaker, you also have a memory limit, and you cannot exceed the cap with any of the pieces that you place. So I got it just shy of 100,000 units, and you will find yourself deleting a lot of units in order to make space for others.
Okay. Are you allowed to impart scripting onto your maps?
Some scripting. You can use RNG. You can use geography place triggers. You can use kill score triggers. You can use time-based triggers. It gets pretty technical and sophisticated, which is why I loved it. I dumped easily 30 hours into just making this one game. Why did I make this game? Because this was designed for 3 players, me and 2 friends. And then come to realize that I couldn't share it with my friends because I don't have a goddamn job with Epic Games that says that anybody, and I do mean anybody among the general public, can find my map. No, nobody can find this map because I'm not an Epic Games member. So there. I finished this map all the same. And then at the publishing step, I realized, well, now at best, all I could do is at least share with the world, with our own YouTube channel, Rocket Rabbit Commentaries, what I've been up to.
Okay. The zombies that are here. How are you as a player supposed to interact with them?
You shoot them.
But you don't start with any weapons.
Exactly. You better go find one. Oh no, you died. Now you have to wait 7 seconds to respawn, which I'm just going to cut out because I have video editing powers. Yes, the object of the game is you have to complete the objectives inside the time limit as designated by the green clock on the far right of the screen. We have 58 minutes remaining in order to scour this map for, first, turn off 5 power switches. These power switches are going to trigger the door. If you take the ramp up to Steel Mountain, you will find a security door that is locked. The only way to unlock this door is to hit all 5 of the switches, and as you hit each of the switches, you will see the little ticker counter, which starting at 5, showing the total number of switches, will decrease by 1 integer for each switch that you find. The second objective is to destroy the Frost Giant once and for all.
Okay. Now the zombies that are here, do they actually forward the objective at all, or is fighting them more or less a waste?
Fighting them is a waste. Yes.
Okay.
The more, well, it's depending on your luck, because you can also apply luck-based mechanics, which I did for these zombies that are showing up. They're also at max running speed, not a lot of health though. There is a 10% chance that when you kill one of these zombies, as I had set up using the technical trigger system and other items, basically like you have, it's kind of like Hunter's Dream, where you don't even have the access to the menus to make these technical changes unless you spawn the items into the map, which consumes your memory.
Really?
I assign.
Opted to switch out for a sniper.
I'm gonna show a wide variety of objects here. The sniper is really not that effective during this map, and it is one of the weapons that you can find from.
This is a puzzle action map. We're supposed to be surviving the zombie onslaught and going around the map in order to do the designated objectives. A sniper. Holding up with a sniper isn't really all that effective.
Well, it's effective when the stupid asshole is just standing perfectly still. Then you can hit him and score a headshot, baby. There are two kinds of chests that you well, three kinds of chests. That's one of the kinds. Is you can find little ammo crates, and I spawned about 100 of them throughout the map, so you can access those in order to get ammo. The second type is a prefix chest that contains items that I had personally assigned and designed in order to give players a fighting chance. Sometimes you find a really awesome thing, and I tried to make the efficacy of the weapons and objects that you find inside the chest proportional to the difficulty of accessing it in the first place, using things like platforming challenges. And the third and final type of chest is a randomized chest that will spawn random loot, even if it includes items that you cannot use, like crafting materials. I turned off crafting for this map, so you cannot destroy environments, you cannot create ramps, you cannot build. You have to play the game according to the map that I had originally designed.
Okay.
That's a pepper. I like peppers.
Heavy shield potion.
Got a drink. Look. Okay, take the pepper. Now pick up the flopper. Boom. You got double running speed for 45 seconds.
Nice.
Now, Mr. Gerda, you may be wondering, where are each of the 5 power switches that you need to hit in order to disarm the frost giant? You have to...
one in each corner and one in the central building.
If only it was that simple.
It should be that simple.
You see, a rational player would assume that if I created any obstacles whatsoever, that there must be something important on the other side.
No.
So let's...
I mean, that is definitely something that can be assumed from a past video game experience, but that is most certainly not how I would have built a puzzle action map. If I'm gonna build a puzzle action map, I'm gonna be very anal retentive about having symmetrical design for solving the puzzle. That way my players have a relatively easy access to the puzzle solution. That is a heavier zombie, and they can enjoy their slightly smaller amount of time on my map.
Right, because the object of your game is to give players a fighting chance on their very first attempt.
Yeah.
Not in my map. I designed this map so that you would probably fail on your first attempt, meaning that the total amount of time that you would spend finishing this map would probably be somewhere between 1.25 and 1.5 hours. The first hour would be spent scouring the map, not finding all the power switches, or finding them so late that you did not have time to kill the frost giant. Because you have to kill the frost giant in the boss fight arena in one attempt in order to finish the map.
Okay.
And these guys are so sturdy, and these walls are so narrow that you can't get past them. What do? You gotta blow your way past them.
I noticed that despite the fact that you have crafting turned off, though, that several of the environment pieces still actually are still actually taking damage. They're just not dissolving.
Well, yeah, they will show the animation of taking damage, because in Fortnite you can destroy just about anything except for things that you just whack your pickaxe on and it just bounces back off. So it will appear that you're inflicting damage on the environment. The amount of damage inflicted on the environment is turned off, both for enemies and for yourself. See, I considered giving enemies the ability to destroy walls and environments, but then I said, nah, that doesn't make much sense.
Well,
Not exactly conducive to the
reason
point of
why
the
it
map
doesn't make
either.
much sense is because this particular set piece doesn't work with that design.
Uh-oh, looks like you're stuck. Too bad. And every time you die, you drop everything in your inventory right at the spot where you died, kind of like the Dark Souls reliquary system. Alright. Now, of course, because I'm the guy who designed the map.
Gun? Okay.
Because I'm the guy who designed the map, I know where all the best shit is. So it might also be wondering, Mr. Greta, why did I assign it so that players can float in from the sky instead of starting at a spawn zone?
No, that's definitely something that that Fortnite has effectively set as default, right?
It's come to be expected that if you're playing a Fortnite game, you're gonna parachute in from the sky. Yes.
Yeah.
From a gigantic tour bus or Santa sleigh or a giant pumpkin blimp, something like that, depending on the holiday. It was a design aspect that me and my friends decided on when I originally started building this map. I asked, like, okay, what do you guys want in it? They wanted infinite respawn, check. They wanted to drop in from the sky, check. So what do you do in a game where the object of the game is you ascend a mountain? You put a giant cap on the mountain so you can't just parachute into the boss fight. You have to approach it from below.
Right.
And the same goes for a lot of the shit that you see strewn about the map. You can only access some of the treasure chests only at the moment when you spawn and you zero in using your parachute jump. So dying will actually give you a fair chance at equipping yourself with more powerful items as the game goes on.
And here we're starting to see some of the design problems with this map. You see,
Go on.
the scripting here for the heavier zombies in this segment is a really interesting set piece, yes. But if you'll notice, you force your players to be extremely well prepared for this segment, despite the fact that they have access to it right off the get-go, and that I assume that one of the 5 power switches is here, right?
Of course one of the 5 power switches is here. Wait, you think I'm just doing this to dick with you?
Well, it's definitely a thing that I would consider doing. I'd make it a much smaller area if I was just dicking with the players. But can you actually lead the 2 heavier zombies out all the way here and then have them follow you in?
Yeah, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Which is what I'm doing right here. You guys are out of the way now. Boom. Now I can just slip right past you.
The only real way to get through this maze section, because the heavier zombie spawn point is behind that door, right?
Yes. The spawn points never change. But again, this is about.
Cloud, you built the map. You know that you shouldn't be killing these guys.
But I want
It's
the
not
glory.
even behind the door. It's inside the damn maze.
I have so much ammo right now.
Yeah, but having ammo doesn't mean anything in this map. I mean,
Yeah.
rather until you get to the actual boss fight.
Okay, this admittedly, like, I did have it in the bag. Just on a whim, I decided to turn around and take these guys out. One point,
And that screwed you up because now you can't actually progress through here without dragging them all the way out again.
one point I wanted to make, as I had realized after multiple playthroughs testing this map, is that as the game goes on, you will find your ammo count get stupidly high, which means that if this was, like, for example, the 5th of the 5 power switches you were going after, that you would be pretty heavily equipped. There's the power switch. Hit the button, goes off, you got 4 switches left. Let's parachute the F out of here. Whee!
And the next episode, more Shrine of the Frost, or Mountain of the Frost Giant. That one, yeah.
Yes.